Hey, what's up guys, this is Disturbed, and today I'm going to be making a quick guide on how to do the Falcon Lost Incursion on Heroic mode pretty damn easily. Using this method I was able to complete it first try pretty worry free, so hopefully it'll be the same experience for you guys. So for those of you that don't know, Heroic mode is just a new difficulty that was added with patch 1.3 to all of the incursions and a few of the challenge mode missions. That's basically the exact same thing as challenge mode, except for that the enemies are like level 35 instead of 34. Not much of a difference, the level 35 enemies just do a little bit more damage. And upon completing the mission, you get 268 gear set pieces instead of 240s. Now before I get into the guide, I just want to say that if you're able to do challenge mode super easily without really any problems, you probably don't need to watch this guide, as Heroic mode is only a little bit harder than challenge mode, but feel free to continue watching for some tips that you didn't already know about. So in terms of what type of builds you want on your team, I would highly suggest having at least one person using the Reclaimer set, because explosive bullets and incendiary bullets are just super helpful in doing this, as they can stun the shotgunners and also help you do a crap load of extra damage. So if you can, definitely try to get a Reclaimer on your team. You don't have to have somebody using Reclaimer, but it makes things so much easier. Also, you can have two Reclaimers if you want, so you can have explosive bullets and incendiary bullets up pretty much all the time. It's not necessary, but I had two Reclaimers on my team and it worked out pretty well, helping a lot with the shotgunners and stuff. It's pretty awesome to have. And for the other 2 or 3 people on your team, they can have DPS builds. With the enemies being like level 35s, having burst damage is really important so that it doesn't take more than an hour for you guys to do it. And killing enemies quick is always a pretty great thing to have. You can also have somebody using Tactician, but honestly I don't really think that it's necessary. If you already have somebody with their Reclaimer on your team, they will probably be running a skill build anyways, so their pulses should be pretty close to maxed out along with their first aid. But if you don't have somebody on your team that's a Reclaimer, you definitely probably can get somebody with a skill build, but definitely don't want to get 2 people with skill builds, because it's just simply not necessary to have that many people with that much skill power. So that's pretty much it for the team build setup. Just to reiterate, you want at least one person with a Reclaimer or a skill build, and then the rest to be DPS builds. Quick side note though, for the people running DPS builds, please have them be using Sentry and not something like 4-piece Firecrest and 2-piece Blind, some crappy build like that, because that simply just won't help at all, because their damage is actually pretty low. And Sentry's Call is actually the best DPS build in the moment, so please try to get at least one person with that. Alright, so now getting into how you're going to play this. When you first walk in, there's going to be a bunch of shotgunners and assault rifle guys at the bottom. I would suggest killing the shotgunners first, and then just flashbanging the assault rifle guys, and then running into the pit. Another way is just pop your survivor link, flash as many guys as you can, and then run just straight into the middle. That works too, but you end up using a survivor link. Doesn't really matter that much because you get it back pretty quickly anyways. So once you're down in the middle or the pit, you're going to kind of hug the left side of the pit. Recently they changed it to where the APC will shoot its bomb down in the very middle of it, which can make it very risky to stay on the right side. And if somebody dies in the middle on a shotgunner wave or another risky wave like that, it's basically a whole team wipe, as it's really hard to revive them while the bomb is constantly shooting off. And then if another person dies in there, it's just a complete hellhole, so just try to make sure to stay out of the middle. So for the majority of the incursion, you're pretty much just going to be staying on the left side. Every once in a while you can pop out to the right side to finish off some heavies or snipers or something like that, but for the most part of the incursion you want to be on the left, especially on shotgunner waves, so when they come rushing down you can kill them on the left pretty easily without having any problems. In terms of what skills or abilities you guys are going to be using, have the person with the highest skill power using Pulse so that you get that extra damage and you know where all of the NPCs are, and if there's any shotguns or anybody running down you know exactly where they are. Next, make sure that at least one person is using the immunizer box, because you don't want to get hit by like a shock drone, so that will help out a lot. Next, make sure that at least one person is using Sticky Bomb with Flashbang, so when shotgunners run down you don't just get team wiped by them, and you can flashbang shock drones etc when you need to. In terms of all the other skills, it really doesn't matter that much. I would suggest for everybody to use first aid with overdose, so you can heal each other when you get on low health, and always have an alternative to a medkit. Otherwise, the rest of your skills don't really matter that much. You can run an ammo cache if you need it, so you get your skills back faster, and when you reload it doesn't use any ammo. Or you can have a second Sticky Bomb Flashbang, a second Immunizer, a second Pulse, or Smart Cover. It really doesn't matter all that much. Now I'm sure most of you know how to run the bomb up to the APC, but just to reiterate, just in case you don't know, whoever has the highest toughness, let them get the bomb when it drops, and then preferably you want to run on the left side. You can run on the right when the sniper drops it on the right side, but I've found the left to be a lot easier. And then you just disable the turret from the box, and then right after disabling it, pop your ultimate, run to the tank, plant the bomb, and then you can run back pretty easily. It's pretty simple to do, it shouldn't really be much of a problem. Now just for some quick tips, so if you know there's a bunch of shotgunners or heavies or something like that about to rush into the pit with you, since you can see them from your pulse, or you just know which wave it is, like on wave 14 there's always going to be shotgunners running down and it's a huge pain in the ass, but I'd say just get out an incendiary grenade, and then the second they start to run down, throw it so they get caught on fire, and you can finish them off really easily. You can also pop incendiary bullets, you can use shock grenades, tear gases, anything to stun them. Just overall be very wary of shotgunner waves and then enemies that start to drop down, because level 35s can easily one-shot you and cause a full team wipe, which would be a huge pain in the ass. So also, don't be afraid of using your ult if you have to, and definitely don't be stingy when using grenades and whatnot. Regardless, it should be pretty easy if your team is well coordinated and geared, and if you follow all my tips and whatnot, you shouldn't really have any problems. So, good luck guys, and pray to RNGesus that you actually get the gear sets that you need. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe for videos similar to this one. I'll see you later guys.